Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have some news concerning Rick Glaser. Get this. Rick Glaser had this to say. He said, "Let's clarify and denounce some boxing rumors with the facts." The facts. And the facts are as follows. Edgar Berlanga did leave Eddie Hearn, but he did not sign with PBC. Berlanga is a promotional free agent and will remain so for now. Keith Connolly remains the manager. Shakur Stevenson has left Eddie Hearn. Shakur is now with Lou DiBella on what I'm told is a fight-by-fight deal. And Eddie Hearn has fallen out of favor with Turki Alashikh, rightfully so. Now you do know. And let me counterpunch. Let's start from the top. Edgar Berlanga did leave Eddie Hearn, but he did not sign with PBC. Berlanga is a promotional free agent and will remain so. Listen, Berlanga had his issues with Eddie Hearn, sure. But, you know, him being a free agent or whatnot, it was stipulations about the contract itself, okay? Everything that Eddie told him he was going to get, he got. He got the big money fight with Canelo. He got a shot at the title. He got everything that he could ask for with Matchroom. That's a fact, okay? Shakur Stevenson have left Eddie Hearn and is now with Lou DiBella on what I'm told is a fight-by-fight deal. Okay, here's the thing. That's a lie, okay? Shakur Stevenson is still with Eddie Hearn because he has one fight left and future other possible fights with Matchroom. He signed a 2-fight deal with Matchroom. That's how Matchroom does it because they don't want their fighters to feel like esclavos, slaves. Okay? And the biggest one I need to counterpunch is Eddie Hearn has now fallen out of favor with Turki Alashikh. Rightfully so. When the hell did you hear anything about Eddie falling out with Turki Alashikh? I never heard that. Has Turki Alashikh mentioned anything derogatory towards Eddie Hearn? And at some point, you got to ask yourself, where does Rick Glaser get his information from? That's the problem. So when you hear Rick Glaser talk about what's the facts, boxing rumors with the facts, who does that really sound like? Remember, it's not fake news when you're only speaking the facts. Sounds like Oscar De La Hoya. So, in fact, the only person that I know, Turki Alashikh, really, I think I don't even think you should call that falling out, but, you know, you can tell that he's not quite pleased with Danny Dubois. He's not pleased with that one bit. That's why he posted what he posted. Wow, good luck with that if you guys can remember a few weeks ago. But other than that, Eddie and Turki Alashikh, Eddie would have to be a damn fool to fall out with a Mongol like Turki Alashikh based on everything that's happened from 2023, pues, up to now. Okay, so I don't understand where Rick gets his info from because this shit could easily be debunked. So, I mean, I think what it is, this is a tale of, hey, whose side you're on versus what you should say about one particular person. Because this is all aimed at Matchroom. Excuse me, at Eddie Hearn. This is what this is based on. If you can look at it, there's nothing else remaining. He's not talking about anything else but Eddie Hearn. So one thing we know that has an ongoing, or a person or a group we know that has an ongoing rivalry with Eddie Hearn is Oscar De La Hoya. Needless to say, that is Rick Glacier's ally. So this is an agent or a tool, basically, to try to break or to take a jab at Matchroom with Eddie Hearn. This is nothing more, nothing less. So when you do see Stevenson reconcoct another deal with Matchroom, you'll know that's a lie. When you do see Eddie Hearn and Turki Alashikh together talking, speaking respectfully, and all that stuff, you'll also know that's a lie. Because all of these things right now, what we're reading is absolute, over-the-mill, utter bullshit. Period. But you guys tell me what you think of Rick Glaser stating that the facts are Eddie Hearn has fallen out with Turki Alashikh, Shakur Stevenson, and Edgar Berlanga no longer associate with Matchroom. And that is that. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.